This is an overview of the basic blocks of the orbital precision oscillator package, the POP. It can be set up with an LNB or a buck, although it does have a secondary output for use with an additional device or as a test port. For a buck, you connect the modem to J6 and the buck to J5. The modem then supplies the L-band signal to the buck. The low-pass filter in the mux ensures that the L-band signal does not contaminate the DC or 10 MHz. The ovenized precision oscillator provides a 10 MHz signal that is amplified and filtered before it divides into a primary output at J2 and a secondary in-phase output at J4. The primary oscillator output passes through a jumper to the mux portion to be multiplexed with DC power and L-band to be output to the buck at J5. DC powers the device to the DC in port J1 on the oscillator. It powers the oscillator and passes the DC out port J3 via a jumper to the DC in port on the MUX-T at J7 to be combined with the 10 MHz and L-band for output to the buck at J5. DC is blocked from feeding back into the oscillator or the modem. Maximum DC power input for the POP is limited to 20 volts DC. If your buck requires more than 20 volts DC, you need to remove the jumper and use a separate power supply connected to J7. For an LNB setup, simply connect the LNB where the buck is at J5. The only difference is that the L-band signal goes in the opposite direction from J5 to J6.